I'll just link it to the last topic. One of the factors that brought me away from atheism was the fact that there are commonalities among all the major religions, but not only the major ones. Some of the tribal religions from all parts of the earth have some aspects of Tawheed evident.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the Rububiyyah aspects and some other aspects.
What's the Rububiyyah aspects for people who don't
Knowledge of Allah's lordship, Him being the creator, the sustainer, the provider, the nurturer, the educator, giver of knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I got to thinking, these cultures, many of them were untouched. They're in the corners of Australia, the far corners of the Americas, they're in Burma, China, etc., etc. How did they all get the commonalities at times when they had absolutely no contact with each other whatsoever? So I was thinking this before I knew what Islam says on this.
Wow.
So I'm thinking there has to be something in this. There has to be. It's far too much of a stretch to believe they all got it wrong and got it wrong in the same way.
Why are all of these different groups coming to the same conclusion separately?
Yes, obviously they all differ in some other ways,
Yeah.
but they have commonalities. Now, I then found out during my research of Islam that Allah Azza wa Jal has always been sending prophets and messengers to mankind, and also people carrying the messages of prophets and messengers.
Yes.
Guides and warners and da'is, people calling to Islam.
Yes.
They have been sent all over the globe,
Yes.
to every people. Now, at the time I started my research, I had some evidence for this, although it was scant. It wasn't much. But internally I felt there was more. Over a period of years again, I started to discover more and more and more. Up until about a year ago, I would still say the evidence was scant. Now the evidence is mountainous that has been accumulated for this. I'll tell you why. Because in the middle of the 1800s, up to the early 1900s, evolution started to come on the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, and it started to come into academia first.
Yes.
So these guys didn't just propose the physical evolution of mankind. It was the evolution of his mental faculties. So when mankind was a dumb ape, his morals were on the same low level, his intellect was on the same low level, his religious understanding was on the same low level.
Yeah.
They basically said, and this is not from evidence, this is all from theory, from dhann, speculation, that mankind started out as animists. Animus coming from the Latin word anima or animus, which means soul. This is how silly this is, but these are the foundations of these theories. They said because mankind couldn't understand dreaming, and death, because he could see when he's in the dreaming state. He has experiences when he's in the dreaming state, but he knew his body wasn't there.
Okay.
He was lying in bed, and he saw the people of his tribe die around him. So his body is still there as it was, but something has clearly left, because he's brown bread. He's dead, So they gave other supporting ideas as well, that this was the base of mankind's first step into religion. The idea that he had a soul, which we don't disagree with anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't disagree
100%.
with that at all, but they went further then and said, seeing objects around them like the trees, the rivers, the plants, the mountains, everything, mankind couldn't fathom that they didn't have a soul. So they put souls into all these objects as well, right? And into the stars and into the sky and everything. Until eventually they thought, well, hold on, we have other characteristics as well.
Yeah.
So let's put those into these objects.
Okay.
So you can see where this is going, yeah? So they personified them. Eventually, over time, as these myths got passed, they became personalities, then they became gods. Yeah. Then the gods got classified. Some had particular duties and particular powers that the others didn't, then they gave them names, etc., etc., until man kept on improving morally as well, all the way up to monotheism. And they said what we would consider a prophet, is just someone who came out and said, listen, my favourite God is better than all of yours.
Worship him.
And he trumps the lot. And they say this is how monarchies evolved as well. Social classes and monarchies evolved amongst mankind. This has been debunked in thorough detail. I've not got the time to go into this here. There are some videos on the Epistemics channel by Imran Hussain, and there are more detailed videos coming up, inshallah, about this topic. And bi'idhnillah, by permission of Allah, I will be making some literature on this as well in the future, inshallah.